You're smart, you're capable, and you're willing to do the work. You're doing everything right. So why then do you still feel like you're not enough? Let's talk about what might be driving that not enoughness feeling from a fresh perspective that maybe you hadn't thought about before. And this may be the winning ingredient for you to ditch that belief for good. In today's video, I'm calling out 10 of the most common good girl habits that are quietly sabotaging your confidence and your potential and leaving you feeling defeated in your attempts to be enough. Now, these just aren't random habits. These are responses to unspoken rules that exist in society today that you and me were trained to follow. Rules that have told us to be nice, to be compliant, to be quiet, to not outshine somebody else, even when it cost us our voice, our energy, and our success. Hey, I'm your Bold Girl Guide, Jen Silbert, and I'm here to help good girls ditch the people-pleasing habits, to own their voice, to get visible and come out from hiding, so that they can step into their bold visibility and authentic leadership, because the world needs you now more than ever. Let's talk about this good girl. If you're one, you know what I'm talking about. She's the one that follows the rules. She's been helpful and humble and grateful and flexible and accommodating and obliging. She's stayed polite and agreeable and been easy to work with. And yet, she still doesn't feel like she's enough. So if that's you, what if this feeling is not your fault? What if it's not because you haven't done enough self-improvement and work on yourself, but it's due to something else? What if it's the good girl rules that you've been living with quietly, obediently, and compliantly that are really keeping you small? So today we're going to expose 10 of these most common good girl rules that are keeping you small, and we're going to reframe them into bold, unapologetic alternatives. Because you're not the problem, you're not failing, the rules are. Habit number 1, apologizing too much. Can we please talk about one of the sneakiest and most annoying self-sabotaging habits that so many smart, capable, kind women fall into? That is apologizing constantly for everything. If your default is, I'm sorry, even when you have done nothing wrong, you have got to shift, sister. I'm sorry to bother you, for breathing, for sending an email, for being late, even though it was out of your control, for bumping into me accidentally, for asking a question. You say you're sorry when you've done nothing wrong. Listen, every unnecessary apology shrinks your power, your self-respect. And over time, it undermines your credibility. If you're one of those women, I just want to take you and just like boop, 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 slap you across the face and go, end of it. Don't apologize anymore. If I work with any clients who have a habit of apologizing for things that they don't have to apologize for, I require them to commit to never apologizing while we are spending time together. So what can you do instead? Well, you can reframe that to thanks for your patience, or let me clarify, or maybe excuse me if you accidentally bump into me, but no more I'm sorry. Can we come into that agreement? Thank you very much. Let's move on. Habit number 2 is waiting to be chosen. You're waiting for somebody to validate you, to pick you, to invite you to the table. Oh, come on, sis. Build your own damn table. Own that space, because the longer you wait, the more invisible you become. So let's do a reframe and try this instead. I am creating my own opportunity and then go out and make it happen. This space is mine to take and own it. Put your arms out wide. Put them up above you. Own your space. Girl, you belong here.
And you know it. You choose. You don't wait for somebody else to choose you. Habit number 3, overexplain your decisions. No is a full sentence. You don't have to write an essay every time you make a choice. The downside of this is that defending your choices all the time creates unnecessary doubt. You doubt yourself, other people doubt you. If you want to show up as an authority in your space, you can't be over-explaining yourself. You need to earn trust. That means you need to trust yourself. So try this instead. This is the direction I've chosen. And listen, if it helps to get into like a power pose posture while you're saying this to yourself, then do it. I always say just shoulders back, tits up, and smile. Hey, this is the direction I've chosen, and own it. If it feels right, it's right. And that's enough. No more splaining. Habit number 4, defaulting to supporter mode. Oh, you are the behind the scenes, the shadow who is always making magic to make somebody else's dream happen. But what about yours? When it's time to get into the spotlight, are you hiding? Well, the downside of doing this is that helping others is kind and it's generous. Helping them shine, it's powerful, unless it's dimming you. So I want you to try this instead. I'm stepping into the lead on this. My vision deserves a spotlight too. These are affirmations that you'll just tell yourself so you can imprint that new belief in your brain. It's going to boost your confidence. It's going to boost your authority. And you're going to step into that role of being in the front, being in the spotlight. Good girl habit number 5 is smiling even though you're hurting on the inside. Even though there's discomfort you're feeling, you're tired, it doesn't feel aligned, you're not, there's a boundary you've let somebody cross and you end up smiling through it anyways. All right, there's that fake smile and that doesn't cut it. You don't owe anyone a palatable face. You know, one of the worst things that someone could say to me in my years past when I was in my serious zone is, hey, lighten up and smile. I just wanted to turn around and punch them. All right? When you're not feeling it, you don't owe anyone a fake smile. Truth is, your face is not responsible for other people's comfort. So try this instead. A neutral face is enough. I'm not smiling through this one. I'm actually kind of pissed off. So you don't have to be angry. That's not the opposite. You just don't have to smile all the time and pretend to be the nice good girl. Got it. This is another very annoying but very common good girl habit, and that is downplaying your wins. Like you just crushed it, and then you say, that was nothing. Stop that. All right. Hey, own your growth. You invested in yourself. You developed the skills. You deserve this. Own your win. Because you can't attract what you're too afraid to own. So how can you shift this? Well, you've got to imprint a new belief into your mind, and that is that I'm proud of what I've accomplished. That was a big deal, and I nailed it. This isn't bragging. This is owning your space. People are attracted to this, and if what you're trying to do is to grow your business, people want to see that you've reached that next level because they want to follow in your footsteps. Good girl habit number 7, saying yes when you mean no. You agree to things that you dread, and then you cancel last minute, or you show up feeling kind of resentful because you didn't honor your sacred energy. So the downside of saying yes when you mean no is that every false yes is a betrayal of your real needs. So I want you to try this instead. Hey, that's not going to work for me. Hey, I'm going to pass on this. You could say thank you. You could still feel comfortable acknowledging the effort somebody made. However, you can decline. So thank you very much. But that's not going to work for me. Habit number 8. asking for permission to be you. Can I say this? Is it okay if I? Girl, you don't need a permission slip to just live your damn life, to breathe, to exist, to make your own decisions and not have to ask permission. You don't need a green light to just be who you are. Let's try this instead. I've made a decision. All right? That sounds very confident. How about this matters to me and I'm going for it? Yeah, just do it. You don't have to ask permission. So let's switch up that annoying habit. Habit number 9 is the conflict avoider. Oh, you bite your tongue, you nod, you agree, and then you're just stewing in resentment. Or you're exhausted because you're depleted. That's really not peacekeeping. It's self-abandonment. Listen, keeping the peace should not cost you your self-respect, but that's what it's doing, and it doesn't look good on you. Well, let's try this reframe instead. I see this differently, and be okay with that. I'd like to speak into that. Now, listen, in this day and age, it can sometimes feel a little dangerous to have a differing point of view. But you would be surprised at how different the environment will shift when someone steps in to just speak into it with a differing opinion. Now, you may be met with resistance, but you're going to feel so much better that you didn't compromise your values and your own voice by speaking into this instead of just avoiding the conflict. Lastly, you want to stay the good girl because you're afraid of the B word. You're afraid somebody's going to call you a bitch, or you're a little Miss Bossy. So you're holding back that fire and really avoiding the inevitable, which is that your identity shifting from good girl to bold girl. And some people are not going to like it and they're going to call you names. But if you just stand in integrity in your space, in your decision, confident, it doesn't matter what people call you. They're not in your control. You know the let them theory. So if bold gets mislabeled, wear it like a crown, whatever word they choose, and try this instead. Hey, this is me, direct, clear, and honest. I'm not too much. I'm just not for everybody. Right? How does this make you feel? Done, done, and done. There you go. All of the top good girl habits, breaking the rules, reframing it, owning your space with new beliefs and new habits. I dare you to put one of those into action now.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe for weekly drops on how we can rewrite the Good Girl Playbook together.